I've got bits and pieces. I like antiques. These are old stuff that I collected through the years, and this is actually my favorite. It's a flat iron, and it's from the 18th century. This is 17th century.
Wow.
Yeah.
The glitz and glam is the fame, but it's the work backstage that makes the game. I'm Crystel and Bandal, your host. Come with me behind the lens and watch their stories unfold. Our next guest is another creative that I know very well. I've worked with him before and have attended many of his events, and that's the first hint that you got there. He is a creative artist in the different areas of entertainment and design that I love the most, and that is events and interior designing. So he is an event director. He produces many events, fashion shows, concerts. He does interior designing, and he is also starting to do real estate. And I'm really excited to see what his story holds, how he started, what inspires him, who inspired him, how he's gotten to where he is today. So please welcome onto the show with me here at Behind the Lens, Albie Pri. So from talking about from where you started and where you are now, what are the things that you're looking forward to in the future?
In the future, I'm looking forward to retire. Yes, of course. I will not retire until I know that I will retire comfortably. But in preparation to that, I'm really working hard now. So that I can enjoy the fruits of my labor in the future. I'm excited to announce that we've got a lot of events coming in the future. Of course, modeling events, and one of them is the Face of Asia.
Wow.
So we will be choosing a representative from Australia, a guy and a girl, to compete in South Korea for that modeling competition, and it's a big prize, around 100,000. Free accommodation, free expenses. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It was supposed to be sometime in March, but suddenly this
it had to
disaster
be postponed.
Happened.
Yeah.
So we're aiming in September, but if it will not, the borders will not open, or there's the international flight by September, then we have to wait. Maybe they have to move it for next year.
How are you preparing for your events?
We cannot do any preparation yet because there's no certainty.
Yeah.
Like in the community, we're preparing for the mother and father tributes, which is supposed to be in August. But then we don't know if it will happen or not. So based on what we had planned a week ago, we just thought that since 50 people is allowed to a venue, so we'll just get a smaller venue, and then the people who would want to attend in the event, they can join by virtual videoing, so something like that. Other events like concerts, they are on the shelf as well. So we don't know when we can start doing the planning, because there's not certainty. And also, if you contact an artist, you have to do rehearsal. So if you do rehearsals now and then you do it after 6 months, it's like it's already off, it's not updated anymore, so they have to restructure the program again.
Oh yeah.
So it's difficult. Yeah, this is a difficult times for events. For interior design at the moment, I'm so busy. Coming up, it's it's a bubble tea shop in Dunside.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a hype thing. I'm designing at the moment. They're planning to open in August, and also I'm doing redesigning of a backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to announce it yet, but you know that person. Yeah, she would like to to have a better backyard with a playground for the grand son, and also a spa for her guests and everything. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm doing the design at the moment. And then what else in real estate? It's a hectic time for me in real estate and mortgage at the moment, because everybody is trying to settle. The off the plan that we've sold 2 years ago, now they have been completed, and they have to move into the place. So it's like rush, pressure. Yeah, so it's very exciting at the moment. And also for myself, I have tried a new cosmetic because I'm getting old, so I have to try new things as well. And my sister told me to try R&F cosmetic, and it's like my skin is improving a little bit.
That's good.
Yes.
So you're really keeping yourself busy regardless of the time of the year. And you were
Yes.
saying before that you don't use any credit cards anymore.
Yes.
You just spend whatever you were able to make.
Yes.
And since events is struggling as an event director, that doesn't really impact you too much, because you are also able to sustain yourself through interior designing and real estate, and you're still teaching.
Yes.
So would you say it's important to have multiple streams or multiple sources of income?
That's what I would like people to think about. Don't stay in one job, or don't only concentrate on one industry. You have to multitask. Learn how to multitask and learn how to do a lot of things, because the talent that you have right now might not be what is required in the next few months. So you have to think about it. You have to survive. You have to make money, and at the same time be happy. How can you be happy if you don't have money?
That's true. It's how you're able to keep yourself alive
Yes.
in the modern world. Looking into the future of, let's say, maybe 5 years from now, what do you hope to see in events?
5 years from now?
Yeah, within 5 years or in future, yeah.
Well, of course, I am looking forward for more, concerts, improved concerts, competitions like beauty pageants and modeling competitions. In Australia, beauty pageant is getting a little bit improvement in popularity, because before they are not so keen, but because of the migrants, suddenly we got busy in beauty pageants, and now Australians are being recognized all around the world for the beauty they can and charity that they share to the world. And also now you cannot see a real Australian face anymore. It's very multicultural now. So even if, let's say, candidate from Australia, you will see like, oh, she looks like Asian. And really, like Catriona Gray, she's Filipino, and she grew up in Australia. She's supposed to represent Australia before, but Australia has got not much of the improvement in building up a talent or a beauty. Unlike the Philippines, we've got some structure already, and if you win a beauty pageant, suddenly you become a movie star at the same time. But in Australia now, yeah.
So I feel like when it comes to the successes of the current beauty queens here in Australia, it's really up to them what to do with that title that they have, as compared to, like you say, in the Philippines, who are
very big pageant fans,
Yes.
they are able to kind of create into an instant star just like that once they get a crown.
That's right. But in Australia, you have to work really, really hard and use that as a stepping stone to become popular and get to an industry.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's talk about interior design. What would you say, what would you hope to see in the future when it comes to interior designing?
In the future, of course, more sustainable, designs like more greens. And when you say green, it doesn't mean just putting plants there. It's things that you use in your design should be environmentally friendly, and they say recyclable and efficient, those things. So in interior design, probably what's gonna happen is because people are migrating in Australia, like in Hong Kong, spaces become smaller and smaller. So designers become more clever in utilizing space. So in interior design, probably there will be a look of a multicultural look, and at the same time multi-purpose spaces.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, sustainability is becoming a really big thing, which is really nice. Now, when it comes to real estate, what do you hope to see in the future
In
as an
real
agent?
estate?
Yeah.
I hope that more young people will start to think about investing for real estate, and also more Filipinos and Australians and other nationalities will start to explore real estate. I'm not against Chinese, but at the moment a lot of Chinese are investing. In the future, maybe all the houses, units in the city and everywhere, it will be owned by the Chinese if you don't wake up. So why can't they do it? It's because they've got the discipline and the mentality to invest for the future. But for us, we look at going and enjoying to go travel and spending Louis Vuitton and expensive cars.
Yeah.
For now, so
It's learning how to be smart and disciplined, like you
that's
said.
right. Yeah,
That's
for
really
now,
important.
and enjoy later.
Yeah, and I think that's what you said, that was like a turning point for you when you
Yeah.
realized that you really needed to discipline yourself.
That's right.
That's when you were able to really enjoy everything that life has to offer.
Yeah.
And you're working even harder now to be able to enjoy more of it.
Yes.
So looking back, let's say if you could go back in time to when you were in when you were in Saudi Arabia and you were constantly fleeing from one place to another and you felt like it was coming to an end, what would you say to him?
It was I can still see the that particular event in my mind, and it's sometimes I even dream about it, and it's like a horrible thing. So what I can say to to the world is, I hope we don't experience that that thing anymore. I hope that there won't be any war anymore like that, and I hope that like the pandemic, we have to we learned a lot from the pandemic. A lot of people were not ready, so you have to ready yourself. And how can you ready yourself? You have to keep yourself updated and skilled, so that when the tough time comes, you know how to respond.
That's true. And what would you say has been your most favorite experience out of everything you've done, regardless of the industry?
Favorite experience, let's say, personal experience. Are you talking about personal experience or business or
Anything in life? What has been your most favorite one so far?
probably my favorite experience was, I cannot forget. It's something personal, but I had a relationship a long time ago in Saudi Arabia, and then I left Saudi Arabia, and then I did not see that person anymore. So I went back to the Philippines for a while, preparing to come to Australia. So that person tried to surprise me. That person just took a plane and went to the Philippines. And unfortunately, because the person has got no visa, he wasn't, let to get out of the airport. And then they ran, he ran me in the airport, and he told me, oh, okay, they are not allowing me to to get out. So I said, oh my goodness, you wasted your time and you did not tell me, so I could have gotten you a visa or something. He said, okay, sorry, I cannot see you, but I will go to Hong Kong now because they are deporting me out. So yeah, and I was thinking maybe I can meet him in Hong Kong. So I rushed and I asked my sister, okay, get me a ticket. I will go to Hong Kong tomorrow. Okay, so she got me a ticket, and then I took the plane, and I forgot to ask him, where are you staying in Hong Kong? And I remembered it when I was already in the plane. I said, oh my gosh, how could I find that person in Hong Kong? And I was worried. So, luckily, he rang back my house in the Philippines, and then my sister, pick up the phone, and then she said, oh, he went to Hong Kong to see you. And I did not know, so I was worried when I get off the plane, and I was walking, coming out from the immigration, and then I cried. I still get so emotional as I was walking to the out of the immigration. I saw him holding a rose. He was smiling, and I
You
said,
weren't
"Oh my
expecting
gosh."
it.
Oh my gosh!
You were surprised.
I was surprised. Yeah, I was the one who I was hoping to surprise him.
Yeah, but he was still the one who surprised you.
Yeah, and he gave me the rose and he said, welcome. And I said, how did you know? And he said, I rang your house and they told me that you're coming to Hong Kong. And I spent probably the best 3 days of my life there.
Wow, that's really nice.
Sorry, I was crying.
That's okay. That shows that you really love that experience.
Yes.
You really enjoyed it. So
yeah, it was.
I guess you were speechless.
Yeah, I was
It's left you
speechless.
speechless.
That's right, because it was an unexpected experience.
You've really lived a very thrilling life, and you still continue to do so, because everything that you do is filled with passion and it comes from the heart.
Yes.
And the fact that you're also able to help other people is really nice and inspiring, and you're continuing to do it as well. Well, while we're still at your house, being an interior designer from a very young age, why don't we do a house tour?
Why not?
Yeah, let's go do it. Okay, so now we're in his wonderful living room. Do you want to talk about you have a lot of pieces in here.
Yeah, because I like to collect bits and pieces. My style really is to, put a lot. I'm not a minimalist because I use this when I do home displays or exhibitions like that, or props during the event. So actually this one it's not part of the decoration, but suddenly we had a need for a massage when we get home. Yeah, so I got a massage chair there. And yeah, I've got bits and pieces. I like antiques. These are old stuff that I collected through the years, and this is actually my favorite. It's a flat iron, and it's from the 18th century. This is 17th century.
Wow.
Yeah. And in my living room, I want to watch television at the same time as well. Yeah, some people, they just use the living room to display things. And I've got my home office as well there. The dining table is my home office office too. So yeah, it's a multi-purpose living room actually.
And I noticed you have this little area here. Do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, this is like a an area that I just decorated because there's no use really. There's no function. So I've got a few like statues of gods and Buddha and everything. So I got this carpet. It's a more than 100-year-old prayer rug actually. It's a Muslim prayer rug. I bought it from a market. And yeah, I just thought that it complements the space. And my dog loves to sit there because I have got 2 more dogs in the past, but they passed away, so I cremated them. I put them in a nice vase, and surprisingly, the dog loves to stay there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, maybe the spirit. She's talking to the spirits of those 2 dogs. Yeah.
And then I also noticed you have here. It looks like it comes from a movie set.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it as well?
Oh well, that one is an accessory that I bought a long time ago, and I use for in events. If there is an interview, TV set style like that, I use that accessory as well.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
So most of the things that I have in the house, that's what I use in my set design.
And I can't stop looking at this piece here. It just catches my eye. Do you want to talk about it as well? Where did you get it from?
You mean that G-clef use looking accessory?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did an exhibition a few years ago, and the owner of that he bought it in the exhibition, and he used it as a sample product. And then after the exhibition, he asked me, "Do you want this one?" And I said, "You don't have to ask me. I will bring it home."
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really good. When you were designing kind of your home space, what was your main goal?
To make the space function the way that I need to, I need that space to function for my needs. So yeah, most of the time I work at home. And I need a drafting table. Until now, I still do the old-fashioned way of drafting. I use pencil and pen and coloring pencil. And then for smaller projects, that's what I do. But for bigger projects, of course, you need a computer to finish the documentation. But if it's just a living room, a bedroom like that, I draw it, freehand.
That's really nice. Yeah. I really like it because everywhere I look, there's always something to appreciate.
Yeah.
So when it comes to interior designing, you're still doing it now. How can people contact you?
Oh, they can just find my Facebook page and message me there. Albie Pri. And my works are also posted there in Facebook.
Is that how they can contact you as well for real estate?
That's right.
Wonderful. So you guys hear that? If you guys need any interior design done, or if you're looking for someone to help you out with your finances or finally buy your own property, here's the man you can go to. Make sure you go visit his Facebook page. Thank you so much for your time. I learned so much from you today, and even learned more about your story that maybe not many people knew about before. maybe even your friends will learn something new about you.
For sure.
Thank you so much for sharing everything with us today. I'm sure you'll not only help event planners, but you'll also help out people who are looking at a career in the design industry and real estate as well.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope that people learn from my experience as well.
Wonderful. From a young age, he's explored the design industry, from learning to love interior designing from his mom. He's inherited that skill and that instinct to have a keen eye for design, and it's made him grow a sense of love and attachment to creating something so beautiful, not just for himself but for his clients as well. And aside from interior designing, he's also been able to expand his eye for design in events. He produces many successful events, as I've said before, but what I didn't realize, or what I hope for you guys to realize as well, is that there's a lot of work that goes into producing these events. And he talks about how you have to be really detailed. And aside from that, you also need to be able to create some really good relationships with the people that you work with, and also the audience, so that they can come back and build your reputation, and that you're able to create more and more events. I have really learned a lot from sitting and chatting with Albie today. I've learned to value education. I've learned how important it is to be versatile, be flexible, and continuously be willing to learn new things. You know, you can never learn too much, and Albie is an example of that. And I really hope that you guys learn that from this interview as well. Now remember, there is a lot of hard work that goes into the successes that you have in life. And if you are going through a hard time in your passion, just keep going forward, because good things will come out of it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys next time.